In September 2025, a group of teachers and writers, all experienced witches, gathered to lead an online retreat in which we explored various paths to the eternal crossroads of witchcraft. The meditation you are about to explore is from my segment of this retreat. In this meditation, we will seek to connect with the primordial darkness, Erebos, the darkness from which creation stems and which is the source of all potential for change and creation. Within that darkness, we will find our own link to it and to the potential for life and movement, desire and expansion. In exploring this relationship, we will find part of the basis of the transformative power of witchcraft. Before the meditation, I have included a brief portion of the original class which talks about that transformative power. The class goes into so much more. If you enjoy the meditation or are intrigued by the ideas mentioned, the video info will have a link for purchasing a bundle containing all of the material from the retreat, which includes multiple classes, guided meditations, and ritual instructions from 4 teachers, all roughly for the price of a single class. After the meditation, the video will run for about 15 minutes of silence so you can meditate without needing to worry about autoplay or anything else interrupting you. I would recommend possibly playing the meditation at a slowed speed. Time constraints in the original class caused it to go a little fast, and it may be easier to process the guidance with slightly slower playback. In the lower right corner of the YouTube frame, click the gear icon for settings. Select playback speed and set it to 0.75, and this should be sufficient. Enjoy. Regardless of what the specific personification is, what we're really dealing with is the power that converts and changes the witch. And that power is essentially the current of life and motion and change. This current relates the witch to certain faculties of change. So frequently I will talk about how the witch is liminal, how the witch is essentially a crossroads themselves, that part of what makes the witch's craft different from other magics is that the witch is able to connect with the various elements of a situation, the various elements related to the magic that they are doing, and within themselves as a crossroads, create the magical interaction between those things and open the doorway to a particular probability or potential being the one that's birthed forth from that situation. Much as Hecate is the guardian of the crossroads and the keeper of keys and a guardian of doorways and gateways, the witch functions with those capacities as well. But there still needs to be a power that causes that ability to have that connection to change within the witch. And that is that intrinsic and intimate relationship with the current and force of change and life and pulsing motion that brings life to existence. And that defines the witch's relationship to magic and the witch's ability to create change. And in my experience, that is essentially the nature of the actual witch's devil. So, well, the witch's devil might be a witch's familiar. It might be a particular local spirit or particular god that personifies that power. It is that power that the witch connects with through those beings that is the thing that makes that being the witch's devil in that moment. That power that is shared across time and space through multiple different spirit beings, and which is then partaken of and moves through the witch as well in order to change and bring about the witching nature within the witch. So our first meditation is going to be to perceive that power and that nature. So I'm going to take a second and just be quiet for a moment so that everyone can kind of frame themselves. And then I will start reading through the meditation. Now, in this meditation, I'm going to talk about primal darkness and about connecting with darkness. And I want to be very, very clear that I am not talking about kind of an edgy, spooky, adversarial, confrontational, dark force of evil here. I am
a prepster guy who thinks that lax bros are cool. So I am not like, ooh, let's have Ooga Booga Satan here. When I'm talking about darkness here, I'm talking about Erebos. I'm talking about the original state and condition of darkness that the world comes from in an Orphic sense. That darkness which is before creation, that darkness which is even before chaos. Um, Simply the the presence of nothing. But that presence of nothing is the presence from which all potential can arise. So again, I'm going to be quiet for a moment and then I will begin with the meditation. So go ahead and ready yourself for the next like 10 seconds. So start, breathe in deeply, hold your breath within, breathe out fully, hold your breath without, cycle that back and forth, in and out, feeling the breath move through your lungs, move through your nose and mouth, calming yourself, pulling yourself inward. And as you do so, attempt to clear your mind, attempt to relax, let go. And as you let go, allow yourself to drift back and drift down deeper and deeper, first within yourself and then through yourself, deeper and deeper into that deep original darkness, the primal darkness at the beginning of creation, from which potential is birthed and from which existence forms. This is the darkness before night, the darkness without the illumination of stars. Feel how that darkness is not foreign. It remains part of the substance of ourselves. Feel yourself immersed not just within it, but interwoven with it. Now feel your breath. Feel the spark of thought and life which is at your core. Feel and hear your heartbeat. Feel and hear that thump thump, thump thump, how it moves your blood and makes your pulse beat throughout your body. Feel how that heartbeat, how that pulse reflects life and motion. Even within the darkness, your heartbeat remains, your breath remains. The motion which encapsulates your living spark remains. Feel how the darkness also pulses with your heartbeat. Feel how the darkness feels like a safe space, cradling your mind and your life. This life and movement is not foreign to the darkness. Through your breath, through the beating of your heart, reach out and feel that potential for life and the movement within the darkness. Feel how it stirs and beats and pulses as you reach out and join your own beat and pulse with it. Feel how quick and potent, yet subtle, the movement of the darkness is. Feel how it undulates and swiftly changes and darts, and then slows and slithers, and how it enjoys every element of its movement and calls you to life and to enjoyment. Rather than a darkness which subdues, it is one which stirs and inspires. It moves and motivates. It desires and tempts. Feel it flow in and out of your heart, through your veins, into your eyes, and rippling through your mind. Feel how it tells you you can reach out further and move and touch and change and sense all manner of things. Bring it back into you and then reach back out with it, extending yourself along its coursing and motion. Breathe in and out with the flow of the movement of the darkness. Sit with yourself and with that darkness for a moment and observe how it feels and what it inspires for you.